Hey there, this is Michael Bohannes, and in today's video, I want to show you the comparison, the numbers between automated messaging and a human-to-human approach on LinkedIn for prospecting, so that you can decide which method is better for you, and so that you can also recognize the collateral damage that comes with doing automation and spamming people. And that is for purposes of finding new clients on LinkedIn. So my method that I've been now developing over the last few months, which has been working really well for me, is what I call the human-to-human connection method. It's very personalized. There's absolutely no templates, no copy and paste, and it's really very personal. And believe it or not, before that, I used to try my hand at automation as well. So I did the typical, spamming people, sending them, hey, I wonder if you have any problems with XYZ, and this is something I could help you with, right? The stuff that most people react to in a quite allergic way, quite understandably, because it is essentially spam. I define spam as sending unsolicited messages with the aim of selling people something. The key thing and the key differentiator between spam, what is usually then used via an automated tool, and the person-to-person, the human-to-human connection that I use now is that I don't open with a sales message. I don't start by saying, hey, this is what I do, and go and download this ebook and download this white paper, or even let's schedule a call. Not at all. I don't do that anymore. I now try to get people to just have a conversation with me, just like you would with somebody at a networking event. So I tried my hand at doing automation myself in the past, and I wanted to show you the actual numbers, okay? And this was when I used, that was in 2018, when I used a tool called Cognism. And I also, later on, I used automation on LinkedIn, but I did that in a sporadic way, and I don't have any good numbers for that. So what I do have are the numbers that I did with Cognism. And the way Cognism works is that they give you lists of people, of relevant people in your target market, and you send them a sequence of 3 emails. First email where you say, hey, this is who I am and this is what I do. And second email with another angle, always with the aim of getting them on the call, getting them on the phone, or to get them to at least download some kind of a content asset, okay? And that is what I uncharitably call spam, because it is, sending people unsolicited mail with the aim of selling them something. So here are the numbers for both of these methods. On the left-hand side, this is the robot, so this is the automation side of things. You can see the numbers that I did that was in late 2018 with Cognism. And here are the numbers, most recent numbers, fresh from the oven, that I did now with my method, the human-to-human connection, in September. So September is not over yet, but these are the numbers that I've had in September so far. So let's cover the left-hand side first, the automation side. I sent, over the course of 3 months, 6,000 messages to 2,000 people. So it was a sequence of 3 emails to 2,000 people. Out of those, I received 80 email responses. So that is a response rate of 1.3%. However, importantly, out of those 80, about half of them were negative, telling me, leave me alone, F off. How did you find my email address, right? And so half of them were profoundly negative. And out of the remaining ones, out of the 40 that approximately were positive, I got 20 calls, 20 one-on-one calls with people and talking to them about my offer, okay? So those are the baseline numbers. Now, let's look at on the right-hand side. The right-hand side, in September, I sent 62 first messages to people. I had to add approximately I have a rate of connection of about 80%. I connected with about 250 people. I just didn't manage to write to all of them. So this is where I'm starting from, the first message that I sent to them, 62. About 70% of them responded. So I have a 69% response rate, 43 people responded. Out of those 43 people, I got 17 calls. That is September. Okay, so you see, of course, that the numbers, the percentages here are much, much higher than on the left-hand side. Well, it wouldn't necessarily be a problem, right? Because ultimately, towards the end, you get approximately the same result. Okay, let's look at the cost now. In terms of time, I had to invest approximately 50 hours into my automation trial. You need to understand the tool, okay? So it's not completely intuitive, so you had to get acquainted with the tool. You need to write the sequences, you need to write the emails that partially the people from Cognism helped me to do. And then you need to select your list and manage the whole thing, right? So you have to make sure that you put everything in correctly and that you run the analytics afterwards. So about 50 hours for this result. I invested 50 hours of my time to get 20 calls. But also, of course, Cognism is a business. They ask you for money. I invested approximately $3,000 into this trial. So 50 hours and $3,000 of investment. How much investment was it for my September prospecting activity? Was 78 hours. However, out of that, approximately 25 hours are content production. I did quite a few elaborate videos, so that you have to factor that into it as well. That's some additional content assets that I created. So overall, pure messaging time was about 55 hours on LinkedIn in September. Okay, so there you can see that the input on the time horizon is approximately the same. Money is, of course, very different, so I didn't have to spend anything in September. It was purely human-to-human connection, and the outcome was pretty much comparable, okay? And here comes the kicker. First, I mentioned this already, that 40 out of those 80 who responded here were profoundly negative. They hated me. And then you can imagine, what are the remaining 5,920 thinking of me? What do they think when they see my message that they then don't open? They associate my name with spam. And I've really grown allergic to this idea that somebody would see my name and have a negative connotation to it. And this is why I completely stopped doing that, because I believe in the power of the personal brand. And if you believe in the personal brand, you do not want to create 5,920 instances of mild negativity and 40 instances of profound dislike. Okay? Although I phrased the emails in a friendly way, still they were spam. And so 40 people responded in a very negative way. I don't want that for my brand, which is why I've completely now switched over to this personalized messaging. I would know that this is not perfectly scalable, but for this, I'm now starting to launch Facebook ads. I will still always do this because I really enjoy talking to people. This is the other benefit here. You really get into a conversation with people. It's not just you broadcasting at them, you get something back. And even for those who didn't connect with me on the phone, I have a positive relationship with, because we realized, okay, they don't need my services, so still we can remain friendly. And this is so crucial. This is such a crucial distinction. The human-to-human method gets you pure positivity. And that's why also I don't dread doing this anymore. I always dreaded doing it because I knew how many people have a negative association with me. Okay, so I hope this was useful. Take from it whatever you want. I'm not saying that automation doesn't work, it works, but it leaves a lot of negativity in its wake. So it's perfectly up to you what you make with this information. And if you feel like you would want to explore how to actually do this method, this friendly human-to-human connection method, just connect with me, send me a message, and we can explore. Okay? I wish you all the best in your prospecting.